We believe that it is not enough to just give a child tuition or school fees, but mentoring them, coaching them, guiding them in the ways of the Lord. My name is Benjamin Musohoke, the country director and founder of Reach the Children of Rwanda International, a ministry that is locally based here in Rwanda, that started as a response to the cry of the orphaned and the vulnerable children that needed all kinds of support. We started by getting children off the street, ministering to them, counseling them, connecting them with their families, but also giving them an opportunity to go back to school, because we deeply believed that besides introducing them to Christ and giving them a solid biblical foundation, we also knew that education was critical and that would give them a good shot in life. And today we have more than 700 children that are being supported in different ways in the ministry. A good number of them are orphaned, others are from single parents, but also we have children from extremely vulnerable families that we reach out not only with the message of Christ, but we want to give them a shot, an opportunity to have an excellent education that will give them opportunities in life. Just like most of us, we are given a push, and here we are leading others. We have children who are at the kindergarten level, but we also have children in the university. And so we follow them with the conviction that giving them the support until the end of their education is a good foundation to releasing them in society, where not only will they have values and biblical and a stronger Christian foundation, but also they have what it takes to succeed in life.
My name is Ishimwe Augustine. I am a senior 2 or sophomore student. For me to reach this stage in school with the support from my parents alone would just not be possible. I understand how difficult it is to get school fees. If one were to go and tell my father that he had to go and raise the school fees for me to continue to study here at this school, my life in school would have ended.
Yeah, there's no problem. My name is Mukadu Sengimana Olive. I have 3 children who attend school at Niabiu Christian Academy. Their names are Nimugisha Yvette, Iribagiza Rosine, and Ishimwe Augustine. Before my children were enrolled in the ministry organization, we had a rough life. Well, we still live in poor conditions. We have always survived by doing day work on other people's farms. But now we have real hope because our children can go to school.
My name is Ndungutse Bernard. I am a sophomore at Abarezi. I studied at Niabiu Christian Academy from preschool to 6th grade. Niabiu Christian Academy has been of great importance in my life. My family is very poor. We have lived a hard life to the extent that there was a time we didn't have beds to sleep on. We slept on bare timbers. The life of our children was so bad. We failed to be able to feed them lunch or even dinner sometimes. We were all in a very bad situation. But God sent people to help us.
Because these kids are from vulnerable families, we are able to reach and minister to the families where these children come from.
What I can tell you is that ever since Ndungutse started Niabiu Christian Academy, it did a lot for me personally because school kept my children off the street like other children.
There is a lot that RCRI does in our lives. First of all, keeping these children off the streets. Their health is improved because they eat every day at school, and I was unable to give them either of those things.
We used to carry sand and pile it in the house and then try to sell it. That would give me money to buy food. Our poverty meant that we had no hope for him to study. When a child spends all day wandering in the streets, they can't live up to any potential. My children are no longer that type of kid. They used to be called street kids, and now they are called students. The kids used to spend all day in this neighborhood. They looked like street kids. We would find them out in the streets. Now my children look good, and we don't have that problem. They look nice. They look nice.
RCRI pays my school fees for me and makes sure I have the scholastic materials to continue. They gave us bedding because we did not have beds. The ministry gave us a goat that helps pay for my school materials. The goat they gave me produced kids. We sell them to purchase what RCRI doesn't give us.
My dad used to tell me that when I finished elementary school, I would just sit at home or do day work with them in the fields. But when I completed 6th grade, due to the overflowing kindness of this organization, after construction, RCRI provided for me to continue to study there, even though we never had enough resources at home. So when I reached 5th grade, I studied hard to prepare for 6th. When we did the national exams, I ranked in the highest division on the national level.
Sometimes I worry and ask, will these good people help me forever? But I have hope that God always makes a way. That gives me motivation to do what I have to do. I actually just came from working. The first thing I did this morning was go to church and pray, to pray for God to bless us, because life is so challenging. We wonder, do we keep expecting what we have received? Do we put our eyes to this ministry? But we hold on to the Lord, because God's ways are more than 1,000. When you trust God, He strengthens you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all that you've done. Even sacrificing and putting in the efforts to come and visit us at school. I won't even keep going, because if I said all the things you do for us, we would be here all day. I see the effort you put in for us, and it encourages me to put in the hard work. Here I am, 17 years old, a sophomore in high school, and still studying. Thank you so much.
Hey, Auguste. How are you, sir? I'm fine. You're okay?
Ubwo nahoze mu kibuga niyo mpamvu
ikibuga nicyo gituma
cyatumye umusatsi uhagarara
kinira ibintu byawe biragenda se amanota biri kugenda gute
nta kibazo
uri kubona amanota wase ubwo bivuze iki mu myanya y'amashuri ukoze iki biragenda se We are now standing in Nyabihu, in Kijote, western province of Rwanda, and we are standing on the compound of a school that RCRI started called Nyabihu Christian Academy. We are on a highway between Musanze and Rubavu, which is the district that borders Rwanda and the DRC Congo. And this school currently has close to 400 children. From kindergarten to the elementary school. This is our own school, which again started by identifying vulnerable children in the community. Put them together. We started by studying in a church, in a corner of a church. But today we have a full-fledged elementary and primary school. Behind me is the infrastructure, the classrooms where these kids meet. These kids do not stay on campus because that is what the law says. Kids in elementary and nursery education and elementary education are not supposed to stay at school. But our ultimate goal is to put a secondary school which will have dormitories, whereby when these kids are done with elementary school, they are able to attend secondary school, but they will be housed here on campus in a safe environment, where not only will they learn and stay, but they will be given Christian values, values that they will take out. By the time they finish high school, these children will be ready to go out in colleges, universities, tertiary institutions, where they will advance their careers, but also they will sow the seeds of transformation. Also, we believe that this will not only house kids from Nyabihu district, but kids from other parts of the country will come, and this will be their school and will be their home.
My name is Nira Minani Frida, and I am a mother of 5 children. Of the 5, 4 are in school, with the elder 2 studying at Victorious Academy. We are potters. Whenever whatever we have made is ready, we put it on our heads and take it to market. Unfortunately, we do not always have buyers. Normally, when we leave, we tell the children we are going to get money to get them some food. Unfortunately, we sometimes return with nothing and they are disappointed. If we are lucky, a neighbor will give us a little money so we can feed the children.
My name is Sinzinkayo David. I come from a family of 5 in Gahanga. Before I started school or even knew that I might go to school, life was not good. I couldn't attend school, so I always ran around like a street kid. We had such a difficult life. We would fetch clay from the swamp. Then our parents would make pottery from it. They would sell that pottery to feed us. I went to school, but only had my old clothes that showed that I was from a very poor family. So I went to school with the other children and I was embarrassed. Every child there looked at me in a weird way. I would go to school barefooted unless I was lucky enough to have sandals.
My name is Mrs. Bob Charles. I'm the principal of Victorious Academy, Kayonza. When these kids came, brought in by RCI Rwanda, I couldn't believe the status they were in. They are really in a very bad state, but I think it is a calling to us to help such children. Because when I can compare the time when these kids were brought here for studies and the way they are now, as we speak today, there's a very big difference. God has done miracles in their lives. When you look at the children, the way they look, the way they are smart, before they were like, they were taking days without taking food.
Thank you. My name is Iradukunda Eric. I come from Gahanga. from a very poor family. When I was at home, I lived like a street kid, but now I am living a good life. Before RCRI took me into their ministry, I would go to school only every once in a while. When I got home, there would be no food, so I would go out to look for food myself.
After bringing them here, they changed in a very short time. They started speaking English. They fit in the community like in other children. And now, something amazing is that they are amongst the leaders of the school. Some are leading in the church. Some are leading locally in the school. Another thing that amazes me is that they are very, very good in sports. One is a commentator, and others play football, others play netball and basketball, volleyball. They're doing great.
I am called Nirere Solange. When I was at home, I would eat maybe once or not at all. Being in this boarding school, I get to eat 3 times a day. In this school, I have learned respect for myself, discipline, being clean, how to help others, and even English. They have also trusted me with the responsibility and elected me to be a pastor for the young children and adults.
My peers voted for me to be the leader of the choirs and also associate children's pastor, as well as leader of protocol.
Here at school, my classmates have entrusted me with responsibilities. I am a choir leader, a captain on the football team, and I'm also in charge of caring for the music equipment. After my education, my dream is to be a doctor. I want to help other vulnerable children and send them to good schools as well.
Life has changed drastically. Life has changed so much. Sometimes my child would say, I'm going to try to hustle and get some food to eat. But all that has changed and is so much better. What makes me so happy is that they are studying in Kayonza in a boarding school. Now they do not wander to different places but can concentrate on their studies in a safe place. I thank you for everything you have done, and may God in heaven bless you.
One thing is for sure, my children have changed since they were put into school. Prior to RCRI, my children had difficulties just attending school. Now my children are blessed to study in that school. It is such a great blessing to be given a sponsor through this ministry that will help my children go to school. Now my children are in a good school, studying well, learning new languages. I love to see my children home during holidays, speaking in English to one another. It makes me feel very grateful.
In fact, I want to thank the RCI community, the sponsors that helps in supporting these children, paying for them school fees, giving them books and other scholarship materials, uniforms, for the great work you do. I really commend you for the great work you do for the future of our children from RCI.
these are more than 300. The contribution of parents. Yeah. We started, yes, afterwards we got some additional support, but originally the parents would come before COVID and they would do their community work. Community work meaning their contribution to the construction of the school. And they are the ones who started this stone fence. This stone fence is very good because not anybody can easily jump over this fence. So credit to the parents who, because they don't have the cash, the money to do all this, they make time and come. So there is community ownership of what is happening here. And as a result, not only do we teach children, but we also empower the communities. There are trainings that we do here, especially positive parenting. Some parents need to know how can I best support my own child? And so we have become part and parcel of not only transformation for the children, but also of the community. We are in the library at Nyabihu Christian Academy. It's not only the library, but it's also the computer lab. We are grateful for those who made it possible for us to have it. All this was a donation. Most of the shelves are still empty because we have not been able to buy the necessary books that we need. But we also have kids in kindergarten, and this is where they normally sit, and one of the teachers reads for them. But again, as you can see, we don't have a lot in the shelves, and we are looking forward to equipping them little by little. The other thing for this library really is to promote the reading culture. We would like to equip these kids with that necessary skill when they are still very young. Here is the team that makes things happen. You know, this is an amazing team of people. And the other day I was seeing Doreen take the little kids, you know. I think the kids would fall and she would lift them up. And I was so touched because that's what a parent does. In Rwanda, we use a very good word. We call them Abarezi. Those who raise a generation. That's really the word they use for teaching. You know, those who nurture. You know, kurera is to nurture, is to build, is to raise. And these people just do that. In the midst of the hard times, in the midst of the meager resources, in the midst of the attractions from left and right where people can give them more, you guys have been real troopers, ambassadors of this school. So I really want to thank you all. We know as you get into your universities, yes, you will study chemistry, biology, become whatever God has enabled you to do. But the ultimate goal of these trainings is that you'll be equipped for the kingdom of God and for the world. That even in your workplaces and universities, you will shine the light of Christ.
I'm Patrick Rugaju, and I'm one of RCRI beneficiaries. And right now I'm mining engineer in Kigali Mining Company, and I thank God.
The stones, how different. I see them.
This is what we call pegmatite. Pegmatite.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this helps us to know where there is a vein. Always I thank RCRI because of support they provide for me. RCRI is my biggest supporter, and I can say I'm an engineer now because of RCRI. RCRI started to help me when I was in primary. I was there without hope. Of course, my family was in tag life, but now I have responsibility just to give back to my family, and I'm proud of me. I'm proud of me.
Above and beyond the school fees and the other support we give, you will be equipped for the world. And the best tool for the world out there are the godly values that we are instilling in you here. And to be honest, that's what Rwanda needs. It needs youth who are of character, who are of integrity, and who strive to be excellent in all that they do. We need God at every angle, every time. Amen?
My name is Emerine Mujamaria. I'm a student of Nursery and Ngeri, Department of Biomedical Laboratory Science, Level 2. Before I met with RCRI, I was in bad situations where to get school fees. It is not easy and it is not good for my family because we are poor. I remember one time I was in senior one. I don't have where I can sleep, but RCRI came and give me mattress, everything. Right now, I'm studying, I'm eating, I have living, I have a good life. Yeah, that's. Before I met with RCRI, I didn't have my father. It is so bad situations. Always I cry and cry. God, why I didn't have father? Why I'm in bad situations? But right now, I have a father, I have mom because of RCRI. For real, I say in a few years, I will be a doctor. I will go to treat some people who have disabilities or who have not ability to work or to do anything. So me, even if I smile, I smile.
Our ultimate goal is that the school will become self-sustaining. The massive land that we have acquired by the grace of God is going to be used for planting our own food. Because as you probably know, nutrition in these parts of the world is not a great thing. So when we plant our own crops, our kids are able to be healthy so that they can study well. This is one of the self-sustainability initiatives, because kids will not eat these. But, I mean, they can eat them, but what we intend to do is we will harvest and sell. So we are really looking at small initiatives like these, the chickens, because what the chickens do is nutrition. At least a kid will get 2 eggs a week. I'm sure some of you might be asking that how can I be part of what is going on in Nyabihu, in Rwanda, in the western part of this rural part of Rwanda. And there are so many ways that you can be part of this. First is to pray for what God is doing, because we have gone this far, mostly because God has been behind us. Every seed we have planted, every effort we have gotten involved in has blossomed. So we give God all the glory for blessing the work of our hands.
Honestly, this ministry, I don't know how to put into words the goodness of this ministry.
Without your effort, I cannot study here or where I used to study in primary. So I thank you for what you have done.
I am so thankful for Nyabihu Christian Academy because I owe my life to them.
We also, as I said, we are looking forward to starting a secondary school project. When you go on our website, you'll be able to see how you can be part of the effort of constructing not only a classroom block, but also a dormitory. It is going to be laid out there. But then, as I told you, we have almost 400 children here. These children cannot even afford to buy their school uniforms. And so we have the child sponsorship program, where you have, with $300 a year, these children are able to have a full meal once a week. These children are able to have school uniform. These children are able to get fresh water every day. These children are able to live and study comfortably. You can be part of that.
Before, I never thought I would do anything valuable with my life, or that my parents could ever help me with something so valuable. So I thank RCRA for bringing me to this school. Now I know I can do great things in my life. Thank you.
I thank so much the person who came up with the idea to get us out of Gahanga and to bring us to a school like Victorious Academy.
I always try my best to give back to my young sisters and my young brothers in RCRI, and I hope that one day I'll be a sponsor. Yeah.
I'm thankful for RCRI who give my new life for me. I'm so happy and grateful to God because I'm nothing else before meeting with RCRI, but right now I have life. I'm sure and I'm person who can go everywhere.
I thank my sponsor for bringing me here in this good school. I pray for them. Thank you.
But lastly, to come and see what God is doing in Rwanda. I invite you to come. Come and visit these kids, hug them, play soccer with them, eat with them, and build relationships with them. Thank you.